Alright, welcome back to the channel, buddy. Hacker Sly here with SLY-TECH. And thank you guys for sticking around. Slowly we're picking things back up. Remember, this channel was cut down at about 2k subscribers, but we're gradually picking things up little by little. With that being said, now before I begin with the tutorial, whatever I'm going to show you today, I want to quickly show you a website. Just hold on. This website right here is called ipstressor.com. You can see it says this website has been seized. The FBI has seized this website for operating a DD0S for hire service. Basically, guys, most of you might have not heard, or most of you must have heard what a DD0S is, but you have not really heard what an IP stress is, which is pretty much the same thing. Now, in this video today, I'm going to be telling you guys what an IP stressor is, and I'll be providing you with top 5 websites which are currently still offering IP stressing services. Now, take note, guys, there is IP stressing, which is most times used by people to test how strong their website is. But let's also accept the fact that where there is good, there is bad, and these IP stressors are also used as DDoS for hire services. Finally, guys, I'll also tell you how you can prevent your website from being a victim of DDoS or unwarranted IP stressing. Hit the like button, guys, and before we begin, I have to say this, please. This is for ethical purposes and educational purposes only. Whatever you do with this knowledge is at your own peril. Take note, running an IP stress test on your website is not illegal, but running it against another person's website, which in turn causes their website to go offline and prevents it from functioning, is a criminal offense. With that being said, let's get to the first part of the tutorial today. What is a stressor, booter, IP stressor, or whatever? Now, these are tools that transmit a big amount of data to a target IP address, most times a website address as well. And what happens is it overloads the IP, overloads the website, and causes a denial of service attack. Now, a denial of service attack occurs when an IP address can no longer process genuine requests, can no longer function, can no longer stay online. It goes offline due to the attack. One thing I'll say is this: an IP stressor is a great tool to see how much bandwidth your IP can tolerate, how much bandwidth your website can tolerate. But if your connection or if your website cannot handle how much IP stress given to it, that tells you that you have a lot more job to do on your website. Remember I said IP stressors are also used as a DDoS tool? So you might ask, what is a DDoS attack for the novice in here? We have types of DDoS attack. We have the amplification DDoS. Now, this attack technique uses public servers to reflect and amplify data by sending a small trigger query and spoofing the source IP of the victim. So what happens is every query that comes in comes with a different IP. So you are unable to keep a close mark or target on who is coming at you. And most times, amplification attacks are typically 1 to like 10 gigabytes per second, but they are recorded that sometimes will have over 1 terabyte per second of attack. A second type of DDoS attack is called the SYN attack. Now, SYN attack takes use of the target CPU, its RAM, and other resources, forcing the server to respond with a continual SYN answer as the target tries to finish the false handshake. Remember, guys, you have the SYN, you have ACK, and third one, which keeps going back and forth to finish a handshake. But what happens is this prevents the handshake from finalizing, and when that keeps occurring, trust me, a lot of resource is being used and you are prevented from functioning as a website that you ought to be. Finally, I would say you have the UDP attack. Now, this just sends random junk to random ports, causing an ICMP port to become unavailable. With all the boring stuff out, let's get to the interesting one now. I'm going to be giving you 4 websites, sorry, not 5, 4 websites that you can use to run an IP stressor or DDoS for hire service. With that being said, guys, let's jump into my screen once again. Now, the first website on my list is called now this has quite a lot of domains, so they will show you the types of domains that they have. But the stressy.ro came in #1 recommendation. For one, yes, it gives you the chance to test what it's like to use their services, and other times you might just find out that, well, that free service you're testing with might not do too much, so you might need to go on to pay. So this is Stressy.ru right here, and it says start a free trial. Our previous domain has now moved to Stressy.ru. I will show you the places where you can give a test. It has layer 4 and layer 7 attack opportunities. You can see that here, this is a chance to give a test. Guys, once again, I'm not telling you to go and run this against them. And we're going to see that it has purchases here. So if you have an account with them, you can see what you've bought. But let us look at how much it costs. So here it says 90 euros per month, 86,400 seconds maximum attack time. And you can only run one simultaneous attack at a go. The more you pay, the more you get. And you can see 88,000 euros per month. Now, I don't know why you have to pay that much to DDoS a person. Probably you are trying to attack a government organization. I didn't say anything. Let's go on to the next website. It's called Okay, so now let's see what this one has to offer. And like I said, guys, a couple of them come free and some of them you have to pay. So this says IP Stressor Online IP Booter. In other words, kick those people off. Let's see the features that they have on this platform. So crypto payments, of course, where there are crazy things going on like this, there definitely is always crypto involved. And you can see what it supports. It supports layer 4, valid subnets, as you can see, and powerful method of advanced bypasses. Might I also mention, most times when you visit a website, you see something called a captcha, where they tell you solve this challenge, click here, motorcycle, bicycle, and whatnot. Those are attempts to deal with things like DDoS attacks. But the funny sad thing is that some of these IP stressors come with the opportunity for you to bypass those captcha. And there's a website I'm going to take you to soon, which shows you that they can bypass those captcha. Let's go to Stress. This is the third website. Take note, guys, once again, educational purposes only. Don't know what's going on with my network. Is my IP being attacked? All right. We are now at the website. It says StressTem, the next generation IP stressor. StressTem is one of the most powerful, stable, and reliable IP stressor on the booter market. I'm going to say this, guys, please. This is not an advert for them. So if you go there and they scam you, you're on your own. But we can see right here that packages like this gives attackers with just $30 the opportunity to take your website off the internet. Most likely for a website to run a commercial store or a business or whatever. And we can see their pricing right here. We can see how many attacks per day. It says unlimited attacks per day. You can see some says concurrent, premium method, premium network. I'm going to take you to the last one. This one for one is a good one and it's free, if I should say. It's not really cities.org. It's not really aimed at or out for the bad guys. So if you are looking for something nasty, this might not be the place for you. But for those who want to run legitimate stress tests on their website, this is a good place to check out. So it says free booter, free IP stressor. Like I told you previously, a couple of them are free. But one thing we all know in the cybersecurity world, if it's free, it's most probably not that good. So let me close this here. It says fix the booter, working good, now enjoy. So what you basically do is input the IP address, input the port, how long you want the website to be off the internet. I'm not the one telling you to do this, and solve a captcha. Start. So guys, as you can see right there, these are 4 websites and there are a lot more which I will share on my Patreon. You can follow me there, patreon.com/SLY-TECH. We discuss crazy things like this and even do live practicals on Patreon, but not on YouTube. Now guys, at the end of this all, back to the boring stuff, how to prevent DDoS attack on your website. Number 1, implement network and application protection. You have to limit the number of requests that can be made to your server within a specific time frame. Say for instance, if you have an online store, you can configure your server to allow only 10 requests per second from any user. Also use a web application firewall and an intrusion detection system like SNOT. Number 2, leverage scalable and distributed infrastructure. What am I talking about? When you use scalable and distributed infrastructure, it will help you manage and mitigate the impact of a DDoS attack. For instance, I know I used to work some time ago with Anycast network routing, and it was a great technique to use. Now imagine you have a blog where readers from all over the world are visiting your website. Anycast routing directs incoming traffic to multiple data centers. So if you are hit with a lot of traffic at one data center, it spreads it out for you to different locations, thus reducing the burden on any single server. Situations like this as which you can also make use of load balancers. Load balancers are good, and also content delivery network are very good. Number 3, use specialized DDoS protection services. Specialized DDoS protection services are like, you having a bodyguard just for that purpose. Now, these services, they monitor your website continuously, and they use advanced techniques to filter harmful traffic. I think one I can recommend for you is Cloudflare DDoS protection, or AWS Shield. They can detect and mitigate any attack as soon as possible. Finally, monitor and respond to traffic anomalies. Most of you have websites that are important for you. My website is just a blog, just to keep you guys updated. Still important if you ask, but you have websites that are important to your business, that if they go down, you're going to lose a lot of money. Keep an eye on the traffic. It's crucial. Use real-time traffic analysis tool to spot anything that is unusual. Say for instance, your hosting provider could provide you with analytics that helps you monitor traffic pattern and detect anomalies. If you see that there's a sudden rise in traffic from one single source, it could indicate that a DDoS attack is going on. With that being said, education purposes only, I hope I've been able to pass some knowledge across. Good or evil, what you do with it is up to you. I'm out.